Ready? Yeah. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started. I know there's a few others who will still drift in. Why is it that you whistle? And good evening, everyone. They will listen to me in a minute. Great. Welcome. My name is Deena Kretzer, and I'm a regional vice president with Arbonne. Yay, somebody got it quiet. And just want to welcome all of you to our meeting. We do this on the first Tuesday of the month, primarily for consultants to bring guests to learn more about Arbonne, about the products, the company, the business model, and then we next recognize consultants for their accomplishments in the previous month, and we have a lot of great recognition to do tonight. As I prepared for this meeting, I thought about the first time that I did what became a monthly meeting. And it was probably about 7 years ago. I had been in the business 9 months. I was a new area manager. I had 2 district managers and 1 consultant. And I can still see us. I brought dinner and we sat at the kitchen table at one of their houses. And I had watched a national vice president do an opportunity meeting, do a monthly meeting online. And so I knew what they did. So watch. And so I gave the opportunity presentation, and I had brought flowers and gifts to recognize my 2 new district managers, and we did the recognition. That was very short, and then I closed with an inspirational message like Jessi will close us with tonight. But I knew when I did it that night, I thought, this is not just for the 4 of us. This is going to grow. I know I have a vehicle here that can be used to change a lot of lives for those who can see it and those who will work for this. And it is so exciting tonight to be recognizing, since y'all know this recognition is coming up, and we're going to recognize her in the real recognition part anyway, but I bet you can guess who's getting ready to come up here and give the opportunity presentation tonight, because my dear friend, Executive Area Manager Connelly Steward, come on up, and her amazing team are in qualification for region, so I would love for Connelly's team to stand up right now, because y'all are all a part of this. And there's one more team. Keep standing, Nita, because we're just having Connelly's team stand up. So welcome. And it is just in such a thrill. Again, Connelly is a friend I would not have had I not said yes to this business 8 years ago. And Connelly walked into my life through an Arbonne friend, and a friend and Arbonne friend 4 years ago. And it's just been so rewarding to watch her grow as a leader and lead her team like this. And so y'all are in for, you've heard her give it before, you know how great she is, but especially getting to give it as the VP that you are tonight. So enjoy.
Oh, it's surreal. So welcome. I'm Connelly, as Deena said, and area manager, but soon to be regional vice president with Arbonne. And I have the best team ever. So all of you who stood up, thank you. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about my Arbonne story, and whether you're a consultant tonight or guest, and I always say this, guest, just soak it in, because you are invited here for a reason. You may not know that reason yet, who knows, but you're going to take something out of tonight. You're going to walk away feeling uplifted. I guarantee you. And then consultants, just you guys, we always have so much room to grow in this business, and it's why I love it, because it does challenge us to grow. So, I guess tonight, just think, what's one thing I can take away from our meeting tonight, and then go infuse it into my business this month and into others that you probably don't even know yet that will cross your path. So I was introduced to Arbonne, like Deena said, by a mutual friend of ours, Brittany. And Brittany's actually one of my best friends. And so she, I was teaching at the time, so that was my career. I had gone to school, earned a master's degree in teaching, and honestly, I really thought that's what I would do for the rest of my life, because even as a young child, I just knew I would be a teacher. You know what I mean? Like little girls who play school, that was it. So went to school, did that, master's degree in the classroom, and then it wasn't what I fully expected, and that's a little bit disheartening. Anyone who's in any career that you get into and you study and then you get there and things are different than you thought, it's kind of sad, but it feels just like, okay, this is reality. this is the path that I've chosen, so, this is what I'm going to do. But then Arbonne was introduced, and I was very hesitant to the opportunity at first, primarily because I had done that track of, school, student teaching, that's what you do, right? So I politely told Brittany, my best friend, she is my best friend, so I could be pretty honest with her, like, Britt, this is cute that you do this, and if those of y'all who know Britt, you would say that. She is the cutest darn thing you've ever seen. So it's like, of course Brittany would do this business, but I don't think it's for me. So I didn't really take it seriously as a business. I thought it was just a fun thing, and it is fun, but I thought that was mostly the reason she was doing it. So that wasn't mostly the reason she was doing it at the time, and she kept dripping Arbonne on me, as we say. And as my best friend, she was able to come back and say, Con, I really think this would be great for you. And then my husband got wind of it, and his ears perked up because what did he hear? He's a male. Another stream of income. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess that does make sense. That would be cool to have an additional stream of income. And we went to a meeting and actually my husband came with me, and it was our National Vice President, Len. I still remember she was up here speaking like I am tonight, but hearing her story as a she is a physician, but the track, of how she went through her business so quickly replacing her physician salary, holy cow, like I was blown away. And at that very moment, I had already kind of decided before then, but I was so in because I saw hope and it excited me. And I wanted to be excited, So in teaching, I felt like I was just trying to stay under the radar. So that may not be you, but if it is, it's not fun to feel like you're staying under the radar. You don't feel challenged. It feels a little dull. It's not sparkly or shiny like kind of Arbonne is once you really start this journey. So, because in teaching, you guys, when you do a good job, you get more work. And for the same amount of pay. So I knew that I really didn't want more work, to tell you the truth, for the same amount of pay. One thing I did realize very quickly into my career as a teacher is that I liked my free time. And so that is what Arbonne provides. And so I think this was always meant to be, just in a different, I didn't see it at the time. So anywho, jumped into my business, and when I really jumped in was when I got pregnant with our first son, Grayson. And so he's 3.5, and that's when I decided I think I want to be able to stay at home. I think I want more choices. I know I want to be able to provide for our family as well, and I want to be able to do both, and I don't know how, but I did because I already had Arbonne as my Arbonne business. So I sat down with Deena, our wonderful mentor and friend, and Deena just showed me, she mapped out, look, if you want to stay, if this is how much you need to make, then this is what you need to do. And that black and white, like I'm very black and white, so that spoke volumes to me, and I went out and I did it, and I put my mind to it. And then I didn't have to return to teaching, which was really exciting, and now we have 2 sons. So we have a 15-month-old Elliot, and then, like I said, my 3.5-year-old Grayson. And so they are, and you babysat for my boys, right? Yeah, so you know my boys. So they're really busy boys, and gosh, do I love this business because sometimes it takes me away from the home. So it's such a win-win, And now the ability to, specifically this past month in February, where our team, and I said it last night on our team call, you guys you just really did blow me away. And seeing you guys reach for your goals and us being able to do that together, probably the most rewarding experience I've had in Arbonne yet. So, I say my why has kind of shifted. So at first it was to be at home with my kids, and that is still absolutely my priority, and I don't take it for granted for a minute. But now it's just kind of bigger. So it's to be able to offer that to other people, whatever that is. Staying at home with your kids may not be relevant for someone, but, being able to walk away from a job that you feel held captive to, that's just as meaningful to someone as staying home with their kids. So it's whatever that why is for my team. That's kind of now the motivator. And also, it's really fun to be able to show my husband that I'm going to be matching his salary soon. So I love that. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the compensation plan. So in Arbonne, there are 4 different levels of, our first level of management is district manager, and our district managers make up to $1,500 a month, and it takes about 1 to 5 months for that promotion, and it really makes sense to promote to district manager right away because you start at the consultant status, which you absolutely make money at that status. So don't get me wrong. I love that in Arbonne you can sign up today and tomorrow you can sell a product and get paycheck the next month on that. That's pretty cool. But when you're a district manager, you're going to get an additional commission. And those commissions just go up in these levels that I'm talking about. So we really partner with you and help you right away to reach that first promotion. And then you move to area manager. And our area managers make $3,000-ish up to, I'd say maybe $3,500, $4,000 per month. That's kind of the max at area manager. And this is where many people are looking at replacing a salary. Not everyone, and not everyone wants to replace a salary, and that's 100% okay too. But the area manager, so I say district manager for us, the choices were, oh my goodness, the dishwasher went out, or the hot water heater, or I just want to go shopping, and it's that extra little fun money, or when something goes wrong, you have that cushion. And then when you're area manager, for us, or for me, that was replacing my teaching salary. So, you kind of look at that, what that means to you, but many people, that's a substantial chunk of change, the area manager level. Regional vice president is up to $8,000 plus per month, and this is when you're getting your car bonus. So you get $800 a month that goes into your check toward your car, which is a white Mercedes. So thank goodness we're so classy with that car choice. And then national vice president is up to it's $21,000 plus per month. And so that $21,000, that's kind of the minimum there, plus, and we're talking plus. So in our upline, for example, our top income earners are making, well into 6 figures just per month. And so it's interesting because you would think, well, then why are they even working the business? Have you ever heard them? They lead training calls for us, you guys. So that shows kind of the heart of Arbonne. So a little bit about what Arbonne stands for. So we're pure, safe, and beneficial, and our products are all botanically based. So I love that because it's what people are looking for, 1. 2, the botanical, it makes just such an amazing smell to the product, and people notice that right away because it's not overbearing. It's very natural, the scents and all that. And so we've been around for over 35 years, and we're a health and wellness company. And so we really believe in this synergistic approach to, anti-aging and to health and wellness. It's not just what we put onto our skin, but what we put into our bodies as well. So that is huge for us as consultants because we kind of learn how to do that for ourselves. And 2, we are able to teach others how to do that, and it's really rewarding when you see people change so dramatically, like from our nutrition line. That's just, I don't know, I guess I went to the helping field as a teacher. That's really what I wanted to do, and this is helping, really to the same capacity, because when you're changing nutrition for one person, particularly if it's the female of the household, it's probably going to extend into that whole family and into their friends. And you guys know who are really rocking out the clean eating program now. You've got people joining you, and it's meaningful stuff. It really is. So we're 100% botanically based Swiss formulation, and we're manufactured here in the U.S. We're pH correct, hypoallergenic. We are pediatrician and dermatologist tested. We're vegan certified, which is a hard certification to achieve, so we're really proud of that one. And we're eco-friendly. Arbonne's very green, like even when you go down to the packaging, like with the skincare bottles, a lot of the packaging has been shifted in the past few years. And if you look at the catalogs, you can just tell that paper is, greener than our old glossy print. So we really embody the whole Pure, Safe, Beneficial motto. We are gluten-free, soy-free, and dairy-free. And we do not have any synthetic dyes or chemical fragrances, and we're formulated without toxins or carcinogens. No mineral oil, parabens, formaldehyde, tar, talc, lead, phthalates. That's just if you have a catalog, look in the front, there's a whole list. And that's huge because what you're putting onto your skin, you guys know who are consultants, it's going straight into your bloodstream. So it does matter what's in your product. And let me tell you, people care about this stuff because it's on the rise, I guess, just the awareness, that's the word I'm looking for. The awareness of this is growing more and more and more and more, right? So if we have the ability to be able to share that, why not? Because it's hard to find a product that embodies all of this, from skincare to nutrition to cosmetics. That's huge, having clean, safe cosmetics. And to me, it's just like a win-win because we really have it all, and there's not one certain specific person or gender that we can market to or that we can help with our products. It's anyone. And so lastly, just a word on quality of products so you can really understand what makes Arbonne's products really a few notches above, I'd say. So there's 3 qualities. There's the American Beauty, and that's going to be what you find in a department store or a grocery store. And then you have Premium, and your Premium is American Beauty is a drugstore or grocery store. Premium is your department store, or like your specialty, like a GNC or Macy's. And then Ultra Premium is Swiss formulated, boutique or appointment only, and it's the highest quality, so super pure. And can you guess where Arbonne falls? Ultra Premium. We are Swiss formulated, but you know what? If it weren't for Arbonne, we probably wouldn't have been able to afford. We wouldn't even know about Ultra Premium products. I know I wouldn't. Because it is that normally boutique setting. It's very, very expensive. And Swiss formulated products in themselves, I mean, just a jar of like a cream of Swiss formulation can run you like $500. Don't worry. Our products are not that much at all. They're super affordable. And that is because we are sold through direct sales, which Deena, and network marketing, which Deena will lead into in a minute. But basically, when people get this ultra premium product on their skin, I'm thinking about skincare, or even like with the health and wellness, like such a clean protein, and when they feel the difference that makes, they will know and they will want to continue using that because it matters. And so if you have experienced Arbonne already, oh my goodness, like my skin felt so great, or I was so energized after that shake, or the vitamins, wow, they're like, I've never felt this way from vitamins. And so those are just the things that let you know what I'm saying is factual, and when you're dealing with the premium line, that is generally your French formulations. Just a FYI on that. So Deena, I'm gonna shift to you. So you can use.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did run over there. All right. Thank you, Con. That was excellent as always. And I'm just going to pick up, so that was on the company, on the product. So I just want to pick up with talking about how Arbonne is sold and the business model of network marketing. And the longer that I'm in this, the more the memory is fading. And I hope eventually it just fades completely of just the person that used to sit there trying to share the products and a little about the opportunity with people, and I would hope they wouldn't ask me if this was one of those pyramid things. I didn't want to field those questions. I knew that, I can see some of you laughing, you're thinking the same thing. I didn't know. I knew enough when I made the decision to begin this business of why it was not, but I just kind of had that enough for me and not enough to be able to explain in an intelligent way to a professional of any profession, of any income, why it would be an incredibly smart thing for them to have a steady stream of residual income built through a network marketing business and why it was not a pyramid. So now, instead of hoping, oh my goodness, I hope they don't ask me that pyramid question, it was one of the first things that I asked people, have you ever taken a look at network marketing? Do you know what network marketing is? Because really most people at that point, if they haven't really looked into it, they are like me, they have, like I was, they have an opinion that is completely uninformed. And I had an opinion, and it was only because I heard someone say that someone said that it's a pyramid. I mean, something like that. And that's not how I make decisions on anything else. I research things, and I like to know things. But as far as that, I would have just given one of those random answers, and it is anything but a pyramid. For one, Arbonne has been in business for 35 years. We're the fastest growing member of the Direct Selling Association, so if you want to do some homework on network marketing, dsa.org, and no one can be a member of that if they are a pyramid. Pyramids are illegal. A couple of things that keep it from being a pyramid: no one makes a dime unless a product is sold. And that may sound very simple, but those illegal pyramid things, there's not a real product changing hands, it's money moving. And when you register as a consultant for $79, the person who sponsors you nor anyone up the line from that person is getting one dime of that $79. So it does not do a consultant any good to go sponsor people for that $79. They're not getting any money from that. And so we're completely the opposite. Also, no one makes more on your own sales than you do. So that's another thing. I think that would be very discouraging for any consultant at the consultant level to be going out, spending time doing one-on-ones, doing a group presentation, and come home and find that they just made $1 and their upline made 10, 20, 30. It's just the opposite. You know, I'm not going to go into how that's all broken down, but just the whole concept. It's just the opposite. When you're doing the work that's done closest to you, your work, and then the work closest to you is what you're getting paid the most on. And I always like to give this example. Some of you all have seen me do it so many times. You would like, sit down, I can draw pyramids in the air. But really take any corporation, any system that you're currently working in, whether it's the school system, whether it's a hospital, whether it's any company, just a corporation out there, it is a pyramid, because the people who have this much education and this much experience are going to come in at an entry level, and there's going to be a cap on what they can earn. No matter how great they are at what they do, no matter how much they try to better themselves, put in overtime, they might get promoted to the next level, but there's a cap there too. And it keeps on and on and on until the owner, the CEO, those who are running the company, a small group, are the ones that are always going to be up there and have no limit. Well, there may be a limit, but certainly more unlimited on what they can earn. And those who are at the bottom are never going to be able to promote all the way up there. And so Arbonne is, picture the inverted pyramid, and you are down here at this point, and you can take this business as high and deep and wide as you want to take it. You get to decide not only your paycheck every single month by what you do, you decide who you're going to help. And that's what I love about this business, is that getting to the top part is not by just finding people. It's about investing in people and helping people be the best version of themselves, about helping them grow as a person, grow as a leader. It's not about even learning sales. You can come to all kinds of our training meetings and training calls. We're not teaching sales. We're not teaching how to close and professional sales, because nobody likes to hear professional sales lines. We could all probably, if we had time, name some of those things that when you're being sold to. And Arbonne doesn't teach that. And if you're in our organization, we don't want you talking like that. We always say, what do we say? Don't get weird. Don't get weird just because you start this business. Continue to be the normal, relational, friendly person that you are. You don't need to sell. So I love that. So that is why you can, just by the number of people you decide to help and how much you pour yourself into them and become a servant leader of those who you bring into this organization, is how your business grows. And that's exactly what you're seeing in Connelly and your team right now. It's how you have served them and how they're responding, and they're becoming servant leaders. And I could say that about so many others of you. So compared to the traditional form of marketing, the one that we all know is where it goes from the manufacturer to the wholesaler to the warehouser, advertising is in there, retailer, and then as each person gets a chunk of change, it gets priced up, and then we go to the store and buy it for that price. The advertising part is getting to be very interesting to watch what's happening, because it's now considered quite a waste of money to do the advertising. At least we on the network marketing side see it as that, because if the person sees a big ad in a magazine, a commercial, something on a billboard, all that means is a company has paid an amazing design team to put that together. It doesn't really tell you what people think of that product or that service. But all you have to do is go on Facebook and say, what do you think about, or what do you recommend for? And your friends who have actually tried those products, restaurant services, are going to let you know, or a customer review will let you know. So we can find out today what real people think of real things. And we're not dependent on the advertising anymore, not really even trusting it. So in network marketing, the product goes from the manufacturer through the independent consultant to the consumer. But the good thing is it doesn't really go through our hands. It doesn't go on our porch in the form of a bunch of boxes that we have to unpack and separate Mary and Susie and Jane's order and run them all over creation. We don't have to handle the product. In fact, we are not to stock inventory. Arbonne does not want us having a closet full of products that we've bought in advance and hope that that's what people will buy. It's set up brilliantly in that our clients, who most of those choose to become preferred clients, get their own ID number, and they can log in whenever it's convenient for them, and the product ships straight from Arbonne to them. It recognizes their discount, it recognizes which consultant they're connected to, but you could be asleep, you could be at your job, you could be, out doing something fun, and people are online reordering their products. And that way we're not limited to any territory. So we have clients, we have consultants in all different states and in the countries we're in. Arbonne is in the United States, Puerto Rico, Canada, Australia, the United Kingdom, Poland, and next going into Taiwan. And then more countries are planned after that, but that's as far as we have been told. But there will be many, many more, because they are just at the beginning of their global expansion. And the next thing I always like to talk about is the 4 key factors if you're going to think about building a network marketing business. And I always laugh when I get to this part of the presentation, because I can remember this part being shared with me and me still thinking on the other side of a computer that I'm not thinking about building a network marketing business. I'm just trying to get this conversation over with. And these 4 key factors somehow got my attention. They just make a lot of sense. The study was done by a Harvard graduate who is now a business professor in Illinois. And at the urging of a student who wanted to do this project, they researched network marketing, came up with 4 key factors that if you're going to build a network marketing business, you need to have at least one, but why not have all 4? If the more of these factors you have, the higher your success is going to be. So number 1 is that it's a consumable product. A lot of people, and I never like to name any other company brands, but you know that there's other network marketing companies that sell some great jewelry, that sell some great kitchen gadgets, and sell some great bags, purses. All of those are non-consumable products. I have some products from those companies, and they look as good today as they did 15 years ago when I bought them, and they're probably going to still be in the same shape in 15 more years. I will never need to reorder those items. But our products, people run out of those protein shakes and they reorder them. They can't go without their shakes, or they run out of their anti-aging line, which is in the top center there, which is our flagship skincare product. They run out of any part or all of it and want their anti-aging back. Any of this, most of the products are used every day. I started thinking, how many products did I use before 10 o'clock this morning? I used Arbonne's deodorant, toothpaste, that shampoo, conditioner, the wash, the whole RE9 line, the list goes on the shake, the fiber, the Digestion Plus. I could probably spend another 5 minutes naming every Arbonne product I've used, but it's not more products than I used to use. It's just a different brand. We all use products more than we think. And so the first consumable product, so that you have the repeat sales. And the longer you're in it, my clients from 8 years back are still reordering, as are the ones from 7 years back and 6 years back. It gets to be quite the list of happy client reorders. The second factor is the marketplace demand, that if you're looking at building a business with network marketing, the product that you're going to have is what biggest possible percentage of the population out there would want. And health, wellness, the way we look and feel, would you agree, has never been more important. Everyone's paying attention to that, beginning with the baby boomers, of which I'm right in the big middle of that. And we want to feel as good as we can and look as good as we can for as long as we can. And unlike the generation who raised us, I did not see my mother or any of her friends lifting weights, paying attention to why it's important to be doing resistance training. I didn't see them running, going to yoga classes or bar or any of these things. Well, they probably didn't have all that back then, but it is comparable. They weren't doing that. But we know now that we have to do those things. We know what we have to do to improve cardio. We know what we have to do to improve our bone health, and we're doing it. And we're spending money on anything that can help us with doing that. And the generations behind us are being proactive. So it's not just this generation that's freaking out because they're 50-ish. It's the ones behind us that don't want to get to the freak out. They want to be proactive and do it now. So, as we always say, and it's hard to find clients for Arbonne because they have to have hair and skin. So you just got to go out there and find the ones that have hair and skin. That's why I always like to make sure y'all are awake. So I see that you are. The third key factor is the timing and trends. So since y'all are awake, this one has two parts. The first is that the health wellness revolution. And the second one is that this is the self-employment revolution. And it is where, especially after what happened in the economy in 2008, everyone seemed to wake up to the fact that they are not going to necessarily be able to get with a company and stay for 30 years, have retirement, never have bonuses cut, never have hours cut, never have layoffs. That's kind of shaken everyone, and it's reality. People to advance now kind of hop from company to company, and so that retirement is not always there in that nice little package that it used to be. And people are looking for what can they do to be in control of their own finances. A lot of people do what my husband and I did way before that, and that's to be in business for ourselves. And that is being on a very short leash. It definitely gets you away from the hours and the slavery of corporate America, but it also makes it where there's no end to it. And that's, you've heard me say many times, those of you who are consultants, that I would ask Jeff, do you realize one of us needs to do something different, or we're both going to have to be doing our businesses until our last day here? Because if we ever stop, that is when we start getting checks from our clients. And so it's not just self-employment that's the answer. It's being able to create a residual income. And then the last is the ability to leverage your time. So I will just give a little bit of how this works, and we'll just say if you started this business and you decided you could dedicate 10 hours a week to this, it might be 20. It might be 5, it might be 3, but we're just going to use 10 hours a week. The key is not the number of hours, but it's the consistency and teaching others to do what you do. And before I jump into this little math, I just want to say that is all this business means, is that you use the products and you recommend them to others and you teach others to do the same thing. It's that simple. So thinking of you doing that, using the products, recommending them to others, showing them how to do it. What if you spent 10 hours a week doing that? And if you think you don't have 10 hours a week, most of us in this room didn't think we had 2 hours a week, not a minute in the week. And you find that, as I said, I didn't have time to add in another hobby, but I found that I could start to find some time to build a multi-million-dollar global business, which is exactly what we've been given in this opportunity. There's 1% brand awareness in this country. And I think in Virginia, it's got to go to about 0.00001 if it's 1% for the whole country, because so few people in Virginia, and even after 8 years in a growing team in the Richmond area, I still meet people all the time, as do all of you, who've never even heard the word. Don't you love when they say, Airborne? Yes, they've never heard of it. So we'll just say, if you spent 10 hours a week, right there, just like in any other job, you'd be paid on your 10 hours of work that week. But what if you taught 4 others to do what you were doing? Use the products, recommend them, show others to do it, and then you would be paid on sales that came from 50 hours of work going on a week. You're still just working 10, but you're being paid on sales that come from 50 hours. And then all of you teach your teams to do the same. 21 now on the team, working 10 hours. Now you're being paid on the efforts that are coming from 210 hours. And then we'll just take it one more and stop, because this math can go on. And at midnight, y'all might be working on the, the nth degree of this. But 81 people times 10 hours, you'd be paid on the sales that come from 810 hours of people using the products, recommending them to others, and showing the next person how to do the same. So it is such a simple system for success. We just shop from our own store. I might spend more with Arbonne on protein shakes, but I'm not buying box cereals and bagels and all of whatever else I used to have for breakfast there. It's just switching from one to another, but it has not been an increased expense, and the expense for consultants turns into an income. Then we just show others how to do the same. So in Arbonne, you can be a preferred client. You can get a 20 to 40% discount off products, or you can be a consultant and earn an income, whether it's to the tune of a few hundred a month. Some people just want to have that gap where there's too much month left at the end of money, and it can be exactly that. Others, like Connelly was saying, go on up, into the $3,500 a month that replaces a lot of incomes, and then on up into the on and on. She already went through the salaries, so I don't want to commission. So I want to, not salaries, where did that word come from? Commissions. Without repeating that, it gets to be where it replaces more, or it really opens up some choices. And as I always like to say, it's not about the money. It's never been about the more money for more stuff for me. It's not about having more things. I'm kind of at the age of wanting to get rid of some of the stuff that's in the house. But it's about the choices that gives and the options that creates. And it's very exciting to already watch those that I have taught or trained a little bit in this business, to watch the choices that they're getting to have, and most of them a whole lot earlier in life than I did. So I just want to close with two questions, and that is, where will you be in 5 years if you keep doing just what you're doing without any changes? And if anything were to happen to the main source of income in your household, how long could you keep going on what you have saved? And those were two questions I already thought about all the time before I was presented with this opportunity. And it was because I thought about them all the time that I began to think about this business opportunity, even when I did not really want to even have this conversation on the phone. It was making a lot of sense. And it was also not having me just get in front of people with stuff to sell, knowing that they had plenty of stuff they needed to get rid of in their house. I just couldn't get in front of people with just things. But products that change skin, products that change health, that change weight, that change inches, that change energy, products that keep the chemical products out of people's bodies and help them use something that's safe, and that we get to educate on clean eating, as many of you know about. It's worthwhile to get in front of people and share what we have to share, and it's very rewarding to hear the changes that they've made. It's also extremely rewarding to get to help others have that plan B that they never knew existed. And so I just encourage each of you to think of those questions as you're driving home, and think, what will I be doing in 5 years if I keep doing just what I'm doing? And I am so grateful that I thought about that enough. I knew the answer to that one very instantly, and I did not want to be exactly where I was in 5 years, and knew I didn't want to be where I was in 2 more months even, and that I didn't want to look back and go, you could have started this 3 months ago, and you didn't. And I'm so grateful that I jumped in when I did, and cannot imagine not doing this business and helping the next person and the next. So we are going to move from this onto our recognition, which we have a lot of great recognition tonight. We always want to recognize the consultants who are in qualification for district manager. That's that first level that Connelly was talking about. So if you're in qualification, we are going to call your name, and we're going to give you a rose. So how about you can read better? Mark, I usually read and you give roses. Let's switch.
Okay, got it. You ready?
All right, ready.
All right, Betty
La Liberty
in Maine.
In Maine, sponsored by Petra Combs. Lisa McAllister, Virginia, sponsored by Jessi. And these
Northern Virginia.
These aren't local. Emily Radiker, sponsored in Maryland, sponsored by Liz Giordano. Michelle Lacey, Virginia, sponsored by Katie Collins. Come on up. Yay!
Others are out of town. Here you
So
go.
if you
stay up here, we're going to take a picture.
Yeah, just stay up. And those of you who aren't local but are watching, yay! Katie Collins, Virginia, sponsored by Laura. Yeah, Katie's here, so I can say Virginia. Sponsored by Laura Bodie.
Congrats.
Nancy Cartwright, sponsored by Natalie Kretzer. Nita Thacker. The Court. Sponsored by me! Oh my gosh, Nita, will you forgive me? Jamie Miller, and she is not here tonight, but I sponsored her. Nicole Sparrow, is Nicole here? Sponsored by Amy Muir. Emily Bird, who I sponsored, she is not here tonight. Amy Collins in Connecticut, she's sponsored by Julia Jane McNulty.
In case you're watching.
Yay, Amy. Lauren Southward, she could not be here. I sponsored Lauren. Wow, we have a list. Desiree Rush, sponsored by Jeanette. Desiree's working tonight. And Jen Payson is also sponsored by Jeanette, and she could not make it as well. That's it, right?
All right.
Making sure I didn't miss
the end of the list.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in here in qualification for district whose name we did not call? Please speak up. Okay, we got them all. Carly, can you take a quick picture of this group here? And then come up here and we will recognize the next one together here because she's watching. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you up here soon being recognized as a new district manager. And all right, Natalie, you're watching here? Because we have a new district manager on our team, and this is just one of my great joys in Arbonne is to get to work with both of my daughters. Carly has been working with me now for a couple of years, and Carly sponsored. You don't mind if Carly takes some of your flour? Natalie just got home from work in Charlottesville and is watching. So say something nice to your sister. Carly sponsored her sister. And Natalie is a brand new district manager, and I will also say graduated from the Fast Start program, which means that she gets to. Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
No, please say it.
No,
go
please.
ahead. No, go.
Natalie, congratulations. We're just so excited for you. Natalie is one of the most determined people that I've ever met. And if you've met her, that is probably the word of choice, just determined and driven. And really took this business, jumped in January, set goals, blown up my phone. Where are your goals? Here are mine. What are you doing? I'm doing this. And just really, really stayed on track and finished very strong last month and completed Fast Start, which somebody can cover that later. But that is a huge accomplishment within 2 months and just continues. I know that she's going to blow straight. I don't know where that was going. She's going to blow it up in a good way. So just really excited. Arbonne is family therapy. So sponsor your family.
We love you, Natalie. Congrats.
Thanks for the power.
Oh my goodness. So don't you turn us off now either. We have more to come. All right, we have in qualification for area manager. This is huge. Dreamy Jefferson. Oh my goodness, Dreamy. So proud of you. All right, well, I want to hug them. So, all right, Connelly, what to say?
Yes, okay, so what's
y'all get over here, we'll be sure y'all are visible.
So what's fun about this is that Dreamy, first of all, she's one of my dear friends from this business, but I got to watch her push, like, honestly, something I've never seen, and it shows that you just have this drive inside of you, and it was so stinking fun to watch it. And I just remember reporting back to Ryan, I'm like, she sold another ASVP, and she did this, and she's going for it. And that's my husband, Ryan. He's like, wow, go, 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 go. And it's Dreamy and her amazing team, which we're going to recognize one of those amazing gals in a minute. So it's good leadership on your end and belief. And Dreamy trained on that last night, that when you're going for any promotion, right? It's the first thing that you have to do is just believe, and I've seen such growth in that from you. So congratulations.
Smile for
Connelly.
Carly before you. She's taking a picture.
And I'm not, you stand up. They always told me not to lean down.
Beautiful.
And we're twins! Yay, dreamy!
Congrats. All right. And district manager bonus, for those of you, most of you that are consultants would know this, that it's $2,500 in sales a month, you and your district, to maintain district, which that may sound like an enormous number. It's an average of a little over $600 a week in sales to maintain district. But then Arbonne gives a $200 bonus to those who double that and have $5,000 in sales in a month in their district, their team. And somewhere in that district, there's 5 new preferred clients or consultants sponsored who have $150 orders. And we have quite the list of district manager bonus. Connelly was like, man, I'm going to have to start buying these Starbucks cards because that's just my fun little, it's a privilege. It is a privilege to do it. And so Starbucks loves me and loves all of you because you get a $200 bonus in your check and you get a little Starbucks card from me. So all of you district manager bonus people, come up when I call your name. Jessi Culyer, Jeanette Stoneman, Jamie Stafford, Connelly Steward, Laura Bodie, and Autumn. You can bring Autumn. Laura.
She's good.
Her child.
Thank you.
And Dreamy. Where are you? Dreamy. There we go. And Laura, would you mind snapping a picture of this group too? And Laura, I mean, all of you, is there
Petra.
and Petra Combs.
Petra
Oh, because
Combs.
she was not
Right,
in
she's
here.
not local,
and I'm
but
sorry,
I'm
I was looking at who was here
Yeah.
because I've got their cards to mail. And Amy Muir. Sorry, Amy. Amy Muir and Petra Combs as well. I was just looking at who is here, and the others are in the mail. So there were 8 of you who earned your DM bonus. And Laura, even with a baby born on Valentine's Day, 3rd baby, and you still did this month, all of you did.
So if I can do it, you guys can do it too.
Yeah. So awesome job. And congrats, Petra, Amy, and all of these. So next, I want to recognize, we always recognize here's another long list of you all coming up, what we call a perfect brick. And there's not an extra reward from Arbonne in this, but we like to recognize it because it's a standard of working your business in a way that others can copy and succeed. And it's having $2,500 of your own personal sales between you and your new preferred clients, your new consultants in a month, and sponsoring 5 new people. So, somebody's card just fell out. Which one is this? Who doesn't get their card but only gets the holder? It was you. So,
I know where you live.
Those who earned their perfect, don't let me stick it back in Connelly's. Those who I want to recognize for their perfect brick and are going to drive through Starbucks again are Jessi Culyer, Connelly Stewart, Jeanette Stoneman. Do we see a pattern here? Lauren. We're going to see Lauren.
I will see her.
Nita Thacker. Jamie Stafford. Dreamy Jefferson. And then we've got many that are not here, and Amy Muir. And so I've got to get all of the ones separately. And Amy and all of these earned their perfect brick. So great job to all of you. Not so fast. Not so fast. You too. Okay. And then these 2 earned their area manager bonus. And Jessi and Connelly. So yet another Starbucks card, but I also have something else for both of them, a long overdue little recognition, because we actually, except for the Starbucks cards, which are just my thing, there is actually a format that reminds us what to do when people get to the next level and they're in step, if you read it. And I had it in my mind, see, sometimes you read something and then you remember it differently, that when you gave one certain little recognition gift was when someone was in qualification for a region, but it's actually supposed to be given when they get halfway to region, and Jessi and Connelly halfway to region qualification. And so each of them are at this. Obviously, Connelly is in qualification for region, but you all have to open these up here. You know what this is, but they don't. And you haven't seen it because it took me a while to find a really cool one, even after I finally got it in my head that you were supposed to have a Mercedes keychain when
That's so cute!
Awesome! It took me a while to find one that was worthy of your.
It's fun. It's even got some bling
love
on
it.
it.
I love
the
it.
bling.
Yeah.
Hold up
Oh,
your
yeah.
keychain.
Thank you,
Congrats. Congrats. And you, right back up here, because recommended, yes, in qualification for region, you have your flower.
right.
You have your flower.
You're right.
It's Connelly. And again, her whole team, you saw so many of her team up here for Perfect Brick and District Manager Bonus. So great leadership on your part and great work and leadership on all of your team. And we know we're going to be recognizing you in team you know what, 27 days
Hold on
or something.
tight. We're busy this month, ladies.
No looking for venues.
Yeah. You're focused. Yeah.
But anyway,
Thank you, Deena.
congrats.
I love you.
So I know when you're working to get to region, you can't imagine anything more exciting. There is something more exciting, and it's seeing someone in your business get that ready to promote to region. So we are so thrilled. We all love you, Connelly. And next, we want to have Jamie Stafford come up and tell you about an incentive that Arbonne offers. This is what Carly was referring to, that Natalie just earned. It's an awesome incentive that Arbonne offers to new consultants. And I want my water. Where's that? It's over there.
Hey guys, I'm Jamie Stafford. I'm a district manager with Arbonne. Arbonne offers an amazing incentive. This is something that I was able to complete in my first 2 months, and it was really helpful just because I started my business in my last semester of my master's program, and we're all starting our businesses at different points in our lives, but I really needed something like this to not only boost my confidence and my motivation, but to look forward to working towards something as I was building my business. So Arbonne offers something called Fast Start. And what you do is you achieve $6,000 in cumulative volume in 1 to 2 consecutive months from your own personally sponsored preferred clients, consultants, in any order under your own ID. So 1 to 2 consecutive months. So if you would either complete it within January, February, you couldn't do half January and then skip February, then go to March. Consecutive months is how you get it. And then on top of that, you can you sponsor 3 or more consultants who have a minimum of 150 PRV in their start month. So that to me was probably the most overwhelming. Oh my goodness, I have to find 3 consultants. But that's just asking people about the business. That's just practicing. That's those people that you care about. That's meeting people at parties that people are having for you. So it wasn't as hard as I thought. I just had to give myself a boost of confidence and know that I could do it and get out there and ask. And the reason why you want to do this is because you promote to district manager. So you're able to promote within that first 1 to 2 months, and you get a pay raise. Everybody loves a little pay raise. You get a free tote. I'm not sure if anyone has it in here. You could hold that up.
It's really awesome. I can put my, is this what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I can put my laptop and everything in there. It's really good.
Yep, I love that. I put my laptop in it, and it was great. So that was kind of cool to get that in the mail and not realize it was coming and just, roll into work with it the next day. You get a necklace. Does anyone have the Arbonne necklace? Well, it's beautiful.
Many people have it, just
Yes.
not on.
Not on. A $700 voucher for Arbonne products, and this is any Arbonne product that you desire. That was key in building my business, and I loved that. As soon as I got on to the Arbonne website and saw $700, I kind of went on a heyday. And then you get a free RE9 set, which is also, most of you probably know the value of that. So a little bit of hard work, and Arbonne really does reward you. So that's Fast Start, and you do it within 1 to 2 months, and you have $6,000 consecutive, and that doesn't have to be just you. It's anyone that you sign up as a consultant. That's your team. So that's Fast Start.
Awesome. Thank you, Jamie. And so Natalie, you should see that $700 voucher in your next, or probably now. Have it. Happy shopping. And I love that Arbonne rewards for you just getting to work right off the bat. Instead of you must buy this giant package, $79 is what's required. And you do need products to use yourself because you can't build a business and not be using products yourself and need products for others to sample to where you say grow strong. And the grow strong part?
Grow strong.
You want to say that?
$100. Oh, yeah. The $100 check. No.
Comment on that. Thank you. Yes. Well, I wasn't going to do, but okay. Thank you.
But why
very much.
not?
Never mind the little promptings. Thank you. More recognition. Hey.
Natalie's already seen the voucher.
Oh, she's seen the voucher. Okay. 2 more recognitions that I want to give to both Petra and Jeanette are that Arbonne rewards you if you now, the Grow Strong started maybe a year ago, somewhere in there. We didn't have this back when most of us promoted. You didn't have it, and that's very recent. But under the Grow Strong incentive from Arbonne, once you promote to district, there's vouchers that you can earn if you maintain it for the first 3 months. But a biggie is if you earn your district manager bonus in any of your first 3 months, then they give an extra $200 in your check. And if you do it in your very first month, then I give you a $100 check personally. So Jeanette, mine should have been in my bag. I have it. It didn't come up here, but I know I have it. And then Petra, I will be mailing yours along with your Starbucks card. So anyway, so that, and also, you got $600 GTC bonus. I mean, you made a decision that Arbonne was going to pay for GTC. So there's all kinds of ways to earn extra bonuses from Arbonne. And so next, thanks for the promptings. I've asked Jessi Culyer to come up and share a little bit with,
No,
that's not
Jeanette.
Jeanette, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Jeanette's first. Yeah, can you tell I left my agenda at home?
That's okay.
I got the recognition here, thank goodness. So, I was like, is it time for Jessi? We asked, all right, it's all the J's.
Were there bracelets that needed to come? Charlie prompted me on that.
Oh my goodness.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
This is not my night here.
Well, you'll be sad if you forgot.
We have plenty of recognition going around.
This is the anyone can do this business moment for those of you watching. Okay, last of the incentives, I think. I even had them on the table, so you can tell I plan to do this. This is something we started in our nation, and it's going to be probably so confusing for me because it is going to always be a month behind. And so this is for the work done in January for those who permit to wait to earn the bracelet given by our National Vice President, Lynn Puana, is to either promote to district manager, promote out a district manager if you're already a district manager above, or earn your highest level bonus. So an AM has to earn her AM bonus, an RVP has to earn their RVP bonus. That's how you get the bracelet from Lynn. And then every month that you promote a district manager, once you have your bracelet, then there's a charm that comes from me. So I like this one so much better because instead of its endless number of bracelets, we've got a really cool bracelet and we're going to be adding charms to them. So this is for January work that all of these get the bracelet. So for promoting to district manager, it was Petra and Jeanette. So come up here, because this is the January, effective February 1st. That's why I said, well, right, you would. So you're up here. And for promoting a district out of their district, it's Connelly and Jessi, because Connelly promoted Jeanette and Jessi promoted Petra. How am I doing? Good. All right, hop on up here. So here we go. And then Julia Jane is not here, but she had her district manager bonus there and manager level bonus, and you all had yours, and so that's it. And I had, and Connelly would have gotten yours.
Yeah, we
So
got
this is
it.
Julia James, and this is yours,
Amy,
Petra.
you were from.
And
Yeah. So
this
next
is
month,
there'll be charms for those who promote out districts, or if you promote to district, then you will be getting your bracelet. So there we
it's
go.
also a little confusing, but those of you this month who earned your, if you were a DM and you earned your DM bonus this month,
Right.
you will get a bracelet next month. Does that make sense? Okay. Correct?
Right. It'll
Okay.
be a month.
Right, so
Behind,
they'll get
behind.
it next month.
Right.
Just so
Right.
people
Yeah,
aren't
yeah.
like, where's
That's
my
right.
bracelet?
That's right.
It's coming. It is. We'll explain later. Let's just.
Not if you get DM bonus, you don't get
If it's your
highest bonus, yes. If you're a district manager, you get your bonus. Yes. If you promote out of district, yes. And if you promote to district, yes. So anyway,
Thank you.
If you're a area manager, you get your area bonus. District manager. So I promise I've counted this over and over. I've got this right. So this is Petrus and Julia James, and we got it. And now I've asked Jeanette to come up because Jeanette is just, her belief and her commitment, her work ethic in this business are just, it's something that we all can learn from, and I just asked her to come and share a little bit more with us tonight.
Yay. All right, so I'm going old school with the highlighter instead of the tablet because I'm kind of
Old
like
school.
this way. Yeah, so I'm going to stand back here. All right, so my name is Jeanette. I am now a district manager. I started my business, I actually signed up as a consultant in November, but I launched my business actually in January. So it's now, March? And so I'm hoping to be in qualification this month for area. We'll see how that goes, though. That's my goal. I'm going to be there.
Goals.
Goals, yes. Well, what I'm going to talk about today is strategic building versus emotional building. I just want to ask, who has read or seen the Learn and Burn with Mary? I'm not even going to try to butcher her last name. It's Mary Beth Ralia. Is that how you say it? Okay. If you haven't read it or listened to it, I highly recommend listening to it or reading it because I have the script here as well. And if you don't have it and you don't want to look it up, I'll be more than happy to forward you this, okay? But I read it once a week and it's awesome. It helped me really build my business and that's how I got where I am in the 3 months. So emotional building is when you think to yourself, no one's calling me back. I don't want to call this person. I hate having to bug somebody. Why aren't they calling? Why isn't anybody hosting for me? Why aren't people returning my Facebook messages or texting? And if you notice, all those things I'm saying starts with why, I. It's all me, right? But once you switch that mindset to strategic building, saying, okay, they're not calling me back, but maybe I need to role play with my upline, or maybe I need to rethink on my ask. Maybe my ask is not the right ask. And let me tell you, there are certain verbiage that you can use, and I promise you, if you just are the biggest copycat, you will go far in this business because there are our uplines, NVPs, RVPs, AMs that have verbiage for you. So that way you're not just, I don't know, we've all been there when you've asked for someone to host a party, maybe the first few times, and you say too much. You're just like, word vomiting is what I'm going to say, Arbonne. And it's overwhelming for people. And they're just like, oh my gosh, he's trying to sell me something. That's the first thing they think. And they shut down. But if you just keep it simple, leave it intriguing, and you let them know they're not just hosting a party, but that they're going to be receiving a ton of rewards and that this is something you're passionate about, they're going to be more open to helping you or just to see what you do. And the same thing is asking. I'm going to talk about asking as well. So another strategic thing about your business is you've got to ask. If you're not asking, you're not going to get any activity. And we all know that, right? And you've got to plug in. So as part of strategic building is plugging in. I'm sure you belong on those, on our Facebook. If you belong to Facebook, it has those like Connelly Steward's group or Kiwanis Nation. They have a ton of challenges you can do via Voxer, however it is, sign up, do them. You are not losing anything, but you're building your business. And you may be thinking, oh gosh, what is this? It's a way for you to build your business because some of these challenges are things that you would never even think of or just making you accountable. I did a challenge with Andy. I think it was the 25 asks in 5 days. Did anybody else do that challenge in here? Okay. Well, I did it and it helped my business tremendously. And let me tell you, people are going to say no. They are. But you can't say, oh my gosh. You got to just keep on moving. If they don't want to do it, it's no big deal. And you can't think of this business, and I read somewhere that you're selling stuff. Because I have people that are like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to sell stuff. And I'm like, I'm not selling you anything. I'm introducing you to something that you're already using that I think will be more beneficial for you and safe. But if they don't want to take it, no big deal. Move on to the next person. Because I will tell you this too. Sometimes those asks may be no's, but then sometimes they turn into yeses because they see your success on Facebook or they see something you post and they're like, I remember Jeanette saying that. I'm going to call her back because Connelly knows and has witnessed. There are times when people tell me flat out, no, I'm not interested. And then 2 weeks later call me and like, I'm going to buy that nutrition ASVP. Or just literally, I had one person the other day that literally drove. They Facebooked me. I was like, I'm 4 minutes from your house. Can I stop by to buy an ASVP, and she bought 2, one for herself and one for her daughter. And I was like, okay, sure, come over, I'm here. You know, I've got 4 kids, I'm always home, so yes, stop by. So those are just some of the things that are strategic. I remember Deena saying something about setting hours, and that's a great thing. You want to be consistent in this business, and setting hours is fantastic, but sometimes you can take those hours and think of it this way. How many asks am I going to do this week? How many people am I going to ask to look at the business this week? And always start with asking about the business. We know that, right? Because then you can backpedal. All right, well, we don't want to do the business, but would you be willing to get some girls together? Or sometimes you can even do a sneak peek. And I watched something the other day where she said, or no, it's part of my Boxer group. One of the girls, when she asked someone to look at the business, she just keeps it very simple and goes, I would love for you to get some girls together because I think you would be great at what I do and you'll be really surprised. But if you see me in action, I think you would understand what I do a little better. And so and just kept it simple just like that. So just really plug in, ask your upline. If someone in this room is part of a sideline and you're liking, things that you hear here, ask us, because that's what I love about our business. We empower each other, even if we don't directly are under you. Does that make sense? We're all willing to just help because that's just who we are. That's why we're here and that's why we do what we do. Stick with goals. Jessi, when I saw her the first month talk about goals, it really changed my mindset, and that's just from coming from these meetings. So coming to these meetings once a month, I think, are fantastic. You get to introduce yourself to new women and bring people that you think want to do this business, because not everyone is going to look like me. Not everyone's going to look like Connelly, but someone's going to relate to you and how you look. Because I've had people that are like, Jeanette, I don't look like you. I mean, I don't like to wear makeup, and I don't like to talk to people. And I'm like, yeah, but you're comparing yourself to me, but imagine how many women you connect with, or how many women that look up to you and what you do. So once again, you're talking to me emotionally, right? Because you're making it all about you again. Sorry, I gotta look through my notes. Sorry. Okay, the other thing is really look at your calendar. So another strategic thing that I do is I look at my calendar, and Connelly actually brought it to my attention, but you break it down by week and see how many parties you can book per week. Asking people, setting goals also for the people that you bring in. So I set goals. I have this incentive. Can I share that, Connelly? Do you think it would be weird to share it?
Sure.
I don't even know. Okay, so
You're like, share.
like my incentive that I have for my rising stars.
No, share it.
Okay, so I'm going to share something. I'm going to share an
share.
incentive with you. Now, not everybody up here wants to go, where our visions are all different. Our goals are all different. Some of you are here just to make shoe money or extra a little bit. And some of you are here, they're like, I want to replace my salary, or I want to go far. I mean, we're all here for different reasons. But one of the ways that I want to promote to area and do it quickly is I'm going to offer this incentive to my rising stars, my people that I brought in. So if they hit 3,000 in volume this month, I'm going to bonus them $100, but on top of that, for every business builder they bring in, I'm going to bonus them $25, and then up that to $50 if they do 2 back-to-back launches. So sometimes you have to give a little bit in your business to give, but I promise that's going to be beneficial for you down the long run, and that's going to also give the rising stars that you have incentive to want to work hard and get to that DM position, because that's where they're going to see a little bit that bonus, that $200 bonus, and that's a lot for some people to have that little extra bit in their pocket. So that was one of my strategic moves that I made. So your strategic move can be different. It's all different, but I'm just sharing with you what I did. The other thing, the last thing I'm going to close with, because I don't want to take up too much time, is your why. Is your why. You've got to have a strong why. When you go to your parties or your one-on-one presentations and people are asking you, why are you doing this? And I feel like if you don't really believe in what you're doing, it's not going to convey to the people that you are presenting to. So write down your why, practice it. I practiced mine in the car when the very beginning. I'd be driving, just talking to myself, probably looking like a crazy woman, just talking, or my kids would be like, Mommy, who are you talking to? And I'm just, practicing my why, not because I don't believe it, but I just got to make sure it's right, because you only have that small few minutes. Because you can't do your why for 5 minutes. You're going to lose people. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, nodding out, So make it strong and make it a strong conviction, something that truly is from your heart. Oh, and the last thing that I want to say is you got to use the product. If you're trying to sell the 30-day clean eat, you've got to use it. No one's going to buy it from you if someone asks you, what does a 7-day cleanse taste like? And you're like, I don't know. But you're trying to convince them that they should be doing the 30-day cleanse, right? And then some of you may be like, well, I don't look like I do the 30-day cleanse. But if you are, and it's part of your weight loss program, you are the biggest story to share with somebody at your party. You can be like, I just started this, and I've already lost 5 pounds. You may not even be in it to lose weight. You may just want to be healthier. You can say, I feel great from doing this. You know, I love sharing this. And I'm a fitness instructor. So last month was my first month that everyone started doing the cleaning. I think I had 17 girls I signed up to do it. And the best part of my day was when I got those text messages and emails like on day 14 or day 20 that were saying, I've lost X amount of inches or I've lost X amount of pounds. I'm doing it again for 60 days. So I've had a lot of people sign up to do it for another 30 days this month. So please use the product. Use the anti-aging line if you're, you know, selling it. If that's not your thing, use the FC5 line. But whatever it is, use the product, believe in it. And that is pretty much. I'm just going to close with one little quote from Steve Jobs that I liked. Where did I put it? All right, so he says, don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. And that's it. Thank you.
Relatively new consultant. I think you need to tell Arbonne GTC next year needs to have you up on stage. And I want you also to hear from area manager Raffles. Oh, the Raffles. I was going to go and close with those so that you could do this. But if you want to do Raffles, how about Dottie and Carly come up?
Always me.
Okay, Dottie and Dreamy. Dreamy, come up here.
I think it's so fun.
And there's that
Dottie and Dreamy. I don't. You know why I always think Raffles because you are the raffle nut.
You know what?
Jamie. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So y'all can draw 5 names here and run those around.
I love doing this.
728627.
It could be.
No one's saying anything.
728627.
We'll put it to the side tonight. That'll be my lucky day. I've never won anything.
We'll go to
We'll go to the next one.
okay.
728629.
It was it 624
Or 67.
627.
Oh.
It might have been Laura. She is the lead. The baby, yeah. But it's Laura.
728637. 637.
That's fun. What was that?
What was that? I want that one.
728632.
Yay!
And 728635.
Are you going to do it? No, I'm going to go give it to Laura.
728634.
Okay. Right there.
Debbie gave me hers.
Oh.
Oh, so that is you? Lucky you. All right. Thank you. You too. And to close this out here tonight, I just want y'all to hear from area manager Jessi Culyer. You saw that she was up here getting the Mercedes keychain because she has been halfway to region more than once. Her delinquent sponsor got to get her keychain the first time she got halfway to region. You don't get one every time. But anyway, but she is just building an incredible business and mostly with those out of town. And anyway, I don't know what you have for us, but I trust and learn every time that you speak. So
Are you scared like you were the last time?
Not in the least. Totally trust you.
All right. Let's fix my props here. I know, get ready. Get your notepads out.
This is serious.
Okay. So tonight I'm talking about belief and the 4 aspects of belief. Gandhi said, our beliefs become our thoughts thought become our words become our habits, and our habits become our values, and our values become our destiny. Cecilia Stoll has an amazing training you can find on her website, ceciliastollnation.com, and it's called Belief, Attitude, and Commitment. And this is really a regular on my playlist. I listen to it often. She is the top income earner in Arbonne, so really anything that she says, I pay attention to, because she clearly knows what she's doing. And so in this training, she talks about the 4 parts of belief. And that's really the focus of what I'm going to be talking about for the next couple minutes. So the 4 parts of belief are 1, the company, 2, belief in the products, 3, belief in the industry, and 4, belief in ourselves. As far as the company is concerned, Deena and Connelly really already covered that. As far as the products are concerned, there's really no question that our products are amazing. Who in here uses and loves at least one Arbonne product? Right. Well, we have over 400 to choose from. And it really boils down to sharing versus selling. Are you selling something with the sole purpose of benefiting yourself? Or are we sharing products we love that we use for ourselves and our families? Do you truly believe that our products make a difference for people? If not, then we need to start there. Just ask the thousands of people who have done the clean eating program, for example, and how much they have appreciated what it's done for their quality of life. Or the person that suffered with terrible skin, acne their whole life and now has self-confidence. Or the person with one of the million allergies like celiac disease, for instance, and now has a safe alternative that works for them and doesn't make them sick. So yeah, you should start there if that's where you lack in your belief. The third part, the industry, belief in the industry, network marketing or multi-level marketing is another name for it, is the most misunderstood industry, and Deena touched on that earlier. How many of you before tonight or before you started your business thought network marketing was a pyramid scheme, illegal, or immoral? Come on, be honest.
Before.
Be honest, before. This all stems from assumption and misunderstanding or misinformation. Once you educate yourself on this industry, you won't be able to wrap your mind around doing anything else. I really believe that. This business model just makes so much sense. And this is the meat of what I'm going to be talking about, hence the whiteboard. By 2010, network marketing had $200 billion in revenue annually. The basic definition can be broken down. There are 3 main ways to buy products. One is through retail, like going to a store at the mall. 2, direct sales. This is like cookware or the Avon lady. These reps work for their company, and if you move, you have to change territories and start all over again. You work for the company. Or 3, multi-level marketing or network marketing. We are sharing products with a network. We work for ourselves but never buy ourselves because we have an upline and sideline support to help us anytime we need it. We file a 1099 as a small business owner and get the same tax breaks as a Fortune 500 company gets. But that's a whole separate training. I'm just finishing this book called The 45-Second Presentation by Don Fala. If you don't have this book, I highly recommend it. And it has really strengthened my belief in this industry even more. I'm going to share his first 2 napkin presentations, he calls it. So if you want to know all 10, you have to go get the book. These are all presentations that we can use when we're sponsoring people into our business, because the number one reason why people don't join our business is because they were never asked. But I believe the number 2 reason why people don't join or don't stay, in my opinion, is because they don't understand the power of this industry. So, let's get into it. first napkin presentation is basic math. 2 times 2, maybe I should write bigger. 4, sorry baby boomers. You just said,
Yeah.
Open the door. We're up
All
towards
right.
the front for a reason. We can say it.
All right, so this is basically showing if you sponsor 2 people, who sponsor their 2 people, like we were showing with, hours work sponsoring people, that equals 4 people, and then they sponsor 2, that equals 8, times 2 equals 16. So number 1, if you're going over this with somebody and they don't get this part, you should just move on right there. Because they're going to be very difficult to work with. Okay, so then if you sponsor just, rein it in ladies. All right, so if you sponsor,
Math is not my strong.
Yeah.
no, 27.
Oh.
Fail.
Yeah.
27. Don't sponsor me. All right, 81. All right, so you can see by just having each person sponsor one more person, the difference there, okay? And then we'll go one more quickly, and I'm going to cheat. Times 4. 64. Thank you, math teacher.
Yeah.
256. Okay, so this is just sponsoring 2 more people. So what he really talks about in this business is we should be working with 5 people at a time. So, and that you can really only work with 5 people at a time and be really effective at it. So, 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 is 125, times 5 is 625. So, if you add up these numbers, that is 780 people total. And that's just sponsoring 3 more people. So that's just the power of math right there. What did I want to say? Yeah. So this is not saying that you have to go out and sponsor and work with 100 people. You just need to work with 5 who work with their 5, who work with their 5, and so on. All right? So the next one has to do with how you sponsor. So this is called, he calls it the salesman failure syndrome. This is really one that I'm working on in my business. Most people think that if you sponsor someone, one person, then you have duplicated your effort. But what it really boils down to is you, let's see, let me get his wording correctly. I need to memorize these. All right, you teach this person who then shows them how to teach this person who then teaches them how to sponsor this person. And so, the reason why this does not work is because if this person leaves, then this person probably will too. There's no depth there. But in the example of Connelly, for instance, it's no accident or luck that Connelly is in region qualification right now. So I wanted to use her team as an example. The first one would be the example of how Laura is in this business, right? So Con sponsored somebody who then sponsored Laura. So because there was depth there, this person left, but Laura didn't, because she still has Connelly and Deena as well. Okay? Or if you think about it this way. So this is Con, who sponsored Dreamy, who sponsored Jamie Stafford, who then sponsored Melanie, right? Okay? So this is depth in Connelly's organization. This is why she's in region qualification. Multi-level marketing or network marketing is a method of marketing, not sponsoring people into a direct sales organization. We really need to teach our teams to teach and sponsor. If we go out and sponsor 130 people, so this is you, and then you sponsor all these people here yourself, that's just 130 people in your organization, one deep. And your retention rate is basically non-existent, as opposed to 780 people by teaching 5 people to teach their 5 people to teach their 5 people. So which is really which is easier and more sustainable? Teaching 5 or teaching 130 or even just 100? How many runners are in here? So which is more enjoyable? Sprint and puke, or like a long, leisurely marathon?
Sprint and puke.
Sprint and puke. Okay, well,
Just kidding.
okay, that's why because you're going completely against my training. So I'm not a runner at all, but I definitely am not a fan of puking. We aren't duplicated until we are at least 3 deep, at least. So, and then the fourth part of the belief is belief in ourselves. When I first started my business 2 years ago, I listened to Learn and Burns, and the trainers kept talking about focusing on personal development. It couldn't have been a coincidence, so I really took it to heart and it made it a focus in my business and in my life. If we aren't learning, we aren't growing. And I don't know if anyone in their life has actually arrived and knows everything they need to know about life. So we should constantly be learning. Life is all about growing and learning. And so I was reading this, and then I'll be done. Away from myself on this train. I was reading this the other day, John Maxwell, the Maxwell Daily Reader, my daily devotions, and it talks about increasing your passion. Is passion a characteristic of your life? Do you wake up feeling enthusiastic about your day? Is the first day of the week your favorite? Or do you live from weekend to weekend? How long has it been since you couldn't sleep because you were too excited about an idea? You can never lead something you don't care passionately about. You can't start a fire in your organization unless one is first burning in you. To increase your passion, do the following. He's not an Arbonne rep, by the way. Take your temperature. How passionate are you about your life and work? Does it show? Get an honest assessment by querying several coworkers and your spouse about your level of desire. Return to your first love. Think back to when you were just starting out in your career, or even farther back to when you were a child. What really turned your crank? What could you spend hours and hours doing? Try to recapture your old enthusiasm. Then evaluate your life and career in light of those old loves. Associate with people of passion. It sounds hokey, not to me, because I do it every month, but birds of a feather really do flock together. If you've lost your fire, get around some firelighters. Passion is contagious. Schedule some time with people who can infect you with it, which sums up why it's so important to come to these meetings every month. Get plugged in. My wish for all of you is that if you can't figure out your purpose, figure out your passion, because your passion will lead you directly to your purpose. Good night.
Wow.